Gas station attendant found passed out. When you're traveling at night, you never really know what you'll come across. It could be dangerous out there, or you could walk into the wrong place. This person walked into a gas station just to notice the attendant was inebriated and doubled over themselves.
Sir? Hello?
It takes a few moments before the other person comes to, groggy and out of it.
Hey. You alright?
Eventually, a little out of it, the attendant checks them out. The rest of the clip shows a man who's not entirely all there, struggling to stay up. Thankfully, they woke him up before he stayed out too long. There were about 1,000 different ways this could have gone wrong.
Thank you very much, my man. Have yourself a good night.
Insane multi-car altercation at gas station. Watching the beginning of this clip seems like any other. A car pulls up to the gas pump and a woman gets out of her vehicle. This could have been just about any place, any night, anywhere. As vehicles continue to file in, we start seeing signs that things aren't as they seem. The person parked in the white car gets back in and nearly hits another woman, with seemingly no warning. Luckily, she jumps out of the way and seems unharmed. However, the behavior becomes more erratic. The white car swerves around and rams its front end into another vehicle while being chased. Soon, the white vehicle smashes into yet another car, then drives out and tries to hit a crowd of people. Getting out of the car, the woman goes into her trunk and starts taking a baseball bat to the second car, smashing the windshield in. The black car gets away, but the woman in pink isn't finished, coming after the car several more times off camera. A squad car has made it to the scene within a few minutes. Within a few minutes, the woman in pink is apprehended as they try to quickly figure out what's happening. Woman locked in gas station loses it. Sometimes you just have to ride it out. This woman began smashing glass bottles against the attendant's window when he locked her in. Whatever issue she started, he wouldn't let her go with it. According to the people filming, this seemed to be a semi-regular occurrence. The men behind the camera quickly begin to say things like, "She'll go to jail this time," meaning that there have been previous times that this has happened and that jail hadn't been a consequence.
Hey, she going to jail this time.
She continues to throw bottles and threaten the person on the other side of the counter, but they stay strong. Probably nice having such strong bulletproof glass like that. What would you do? Massive gas station explosion in Volgograd. There are several clips online of this, but this is one of the clearest, most thorough. A huge blast destroyed a gas station in Volgograd, Russia. It explodes in a massive ball of fire which can be seen from miles away. At least 13 were injured in the blast, which is a moderate number at best. The second clip shows it a bit closer up, clearly as it rips through the area and engulfs in a thick smoke plume pushing through the trees. The third clip is on the ground, watching as traffic tries to get away. The on-the-ground vantage point is unique because you can see how people are just watching from afar. Probably a good idea to get somewhere a bit safer though. Carjacking doesn't go as planned. Would you be prepared for a potential carjacking? Probably not. Thankfully, most of us will never have to deal with that in our lives. The thing is, if you're not prepared, you're at risk. This man learned that firsthand. While getting gas, a would-be carjacker approaches a car, immediately pulling out a gun and brandishing it towards the victims. This is reportedly nothing more than a few people giving each other dirty looks that turn into a much bigger production. The guy in orange starts shooting and the people in the car quickly return to their car and go in reverse to escape. They ran in no small part because of their quick thinking. How do you think they'd fare? Are you short on your feet? Gas station attendant held at gunpoint. If you were watching the tapes back, you'd be surprised to see how quickly things went south in this quick altercation. This footage of a robbery in Houston shows two men robbing a Shell gas station at gunpoint. The attendants seemed confused at first and not as compliant as they wanted. They begin to grow irate, shooting their guns off and throwing things at him. The planning on this one wasn't the best, because the men left their faces uncovered even as they looked directly into the camera. They make it out in the end, running to their car and speeding off into the night, but the whole crime and escape were caught on CCTV. Attendant fights and holds her ground. You can't really know how your nights are gonna go at work until you get there. This woman probably didn't think she would get robbed on shift, but how could you? The man comes barreling in, quickly crowding her counter and trying to rob the place. The cashier, however, wasn't about to let that happen without a fight. She struggles with the would-be assailant and the two fight, moving towards the end of the counter. She managed to get a good look at him, but the suspect ran off. It's assumed he was probably a past customer, but it's hard to tell with a mask like that. Gas station becomes robbery hotspot. Can you imagine just gasping and witnessing a few masked men get out with guns? How would you react? What if the same gas station kept getting hit over and over again? This one location in Midtown Atlanta is a seeming hotspot of activity as thieves continue to hit it repeatedly. Sometimes they pile out of cars armed with guns, and other times they're blatant about it, just watching and grabbing everything they can before making a run. This location apparently had been forced to hire what they called a private army to keep them from being hit so often, which had seemed to work to some extent. Honestly, what is it about this gas station that makes it so appealing to robbers? You would think they'd learn and figure out a way to stop it, wouldn't you? Robber smashes video game machine for cash. People do desperate things for money sometimes. This clip opens as a hooded man walks into a gas station going to a paid video game machine. He puts in some money, picking out the card. However, quickly he becomes enraged, destroying the machine and stealing money from it. What we see is a second man quickly leaving the space. Clearly he sensed something was off. The man was wearing a hood and mask, so it was hard to see his face, meaning when they went to look for him, it would have been nearly impossible. Robbers didn't see on-duty cop in the parking lot. These two men walked into a 7-Eleven with plans, and those plans included holding a single cashier up at gunpoint. The man in the blue hoodie takes it on himself to climb over the counter, quickly crowding the cashier, who puts his hands up. The second man jumps over as well. However, much to everyone's surprise, a police officer comes in uniform, and quickly de-escalates the robbery. He pulls a gun on the robbers and the two men get on the ground, not wanting things to go south. The two teens clearly thought this would be a quick in and out and were surprised to see how quickly their robbery was met with swift action. Stealing video whole game cabinets for cash. Just robbing the till isn't enough for some people. They went up to a few video game machines and tried to break in to get the cash out. However, unlike the other one on today's list, these men failed miserably, and the machine stood strong. Not giving up, they busted down the machine and pulled it out of the whole gas station. They pile into the back of their car, and the lot of them drive away into the night, likely to try elsewhere when they're not on a time limit. These machines seem to be a huge target for criminal activity, but how much money could really be in there? Before the last clip, since you watched up until this point, why don't you consider subscribing to the channel? We post 2 new scary videos every week, so make sure to stay up to date with the new releases. Robbers waiting in the parking lot for onslaught. This victim returned to her car when her worst nightmare was just waiting out by the curb. As the woman is surrounded by multiple men with guns, you can see she begins backing up, hands up. They pat her down looking for anything worth anything. They settle on taking the food she's just bought out of her hand before turning back and going into the gas station. The car quickly peels out as one of the robbers steals the woman's skis and takes her car along with it. While there's likely not a whole lot that could have been done, in the spirit of prevention, it's a good reason you should always be aware of your surroundings. If a strange car pulls up next to you and no one gets out, then definitely try to keep an eye on it, just in case. Bombing, carjacking, and the escape of Dongmen. Allston, Boston. On the 15th of April 2013, 2 Chechen brothers, Dzhokhar and Tamerlan Zarnev, set off pressure cooker bombs close to the finish line of the Boston Marathon. Their act of terrorism will become known as the Boston Marathon bombing. 3 people lost their lives that day, while a further 281 were left with varying degrees of injuries. 3 days after that heinous crime was committed, the brothers were on the campus of Massachusetts Institute of Technology, or MIT, where they murdered an MIT police officer after a failed attempt to steal his service weapon. They didn't stop there. They proceeded to Allston, where they carjacked a man named Dongmen. Unlike most carjackers, the Zarnev brothers didn't boot Dongmen off the car or shoot him. Instead, they drove him around town, cruising until they got to a mobile cash-selling gas station in Memorial Drive in Allston. Watch as they arrive at the gas station in the stolen SUV. Their victim is in there with them. Tamerlan Zarnev gets out of the car and walks into the gas station store. He walks around and grabs a packet of chips, which he opens immediately without paying. While he enjoys his chips, Dong Meng sees a small window of opportunity and takes it. Watch as he throws the back door open and runs off quickly. Zokar gets out of the car and walks into the store to find Tamerlan. You can see Tamerlan almost leaves the store in a hurry, but returns to drop off the goods he hadn't paid for. He even raised a hand in apology. Dong Meng seeks refuge at a different store at 816 Memorial Drive. He runs in, closes the door, and speaks quickly to the attendant, explaining the danger facing him before running to the back to hide. You can feel his terror as he gestures and tries to point out the SUV to the attendant. The store clerk was quick to call 911. He doesn't understand the full story, but he knows enough to call the authorities.
911 recorded line. Which
Hello, how are you, sir?
of your emergency?
Yeah, I am in mobile gas station, 816 Memorial Drive. I have one 816 Memorial Drive.
Correct. Is there any apartment number, sir?
No, 816.
I understand. 816 Memorial Drive. Is there
Yeah,
a floor
gas
or
station,
an apartment?
mobile gas station.
The mobile gas station.
Yeah. I have one came inside now, and he told me one want to shoot him, and he stay inside and he want to leave.
So this is at Memorial Drive in River
Yeah.
Street, correct?
Yeah. Okay, sir.
Is the gentleman there?
Yeah.
That's
He's
because-
inside. He don't want to leave the gas station.
I know. Can I speak with him?
Yeah. Give me 1 second.
Listen as the operator speaks to Meng while dispatch was already on its way.
Hello, sir. Please help me.
Hello, sir.
Please help me. Please help me.
Sir.
Someone took my car.
They took
And they
the...
want to steal my car. Then,
Sir.
Sir, hello?
Sir, listen to me. I'm going to ask you a couple questions.
Sure.
All right? Just take a deep breath. Okay.
Okay.
Tell me what happened. Somebody took your car?
Yeah.
And what happened when they took their car?
They say that they are they did the explosion, marathon explosion. They are Muslims.
They what?
They are the suspect of the marathon explosion.
Sir, what did he say when he took your car?
Please help me, please. They have guns.
Where are they?
They are in the Shell gas station in Memorial Drive.
They were in front of the gas station?
Yeah, I just got it wrong.
But are they there now?
Yeah, please come.
And they're at the gas station.
Yes, they took my car. I don't know if they leave or not.
Did they take the car or are they still there?
They take the car. I don't know. I can't watch. I'm not there to watch.
Okay, but do they leave?
I don't know.
So-
Just come help me, please.
Sir, they're on their way, but they came up to you, they asked you to get out of the car, and they took your car. They had a gun.
No, they took my car like a half an hour ago. Then they drive me around to find the gas station. Finally, they find one at the Memorial Drive.
And they drove you around?
They drove me around. Yeah, I just got it wrong. When they put the gas, when they're trying to put the gas, I just wrong.
All right.
Can you please come hear me?
Sir, they're already on their way. You just take a deep breath and stay where you are.
Okay.
I'm going to stay on the phone with you.
Meng's voice is all over the place. His fear is clear now and it sends chills down the spine as you hear the tremors in his voice.
Okay, what's your name?
My first name is D-U-N.
D-U-N?
Yeah.
Okay. Sir, now, do you remember what these guys look like?
They're from East Asia. From Middle Asia.
They're from Middle Asia?
Middle Asia. They come from Arabia.
All right, well...
Yeah, Muslims. They looks like from Iran or Iraq somewhere.
Middle Eastern man?
Middle East, yeah.
Okay. And how tall was he?
It's about 5'7".
5'7"?
Yeah.
What was he wearing?
Really?
Yeah, what was he wearing? What kind of clothes? What kind of jacket? Oh,
I
sure.
don't remember. Please quick. They have guns. They want to shoot at me.
When the cops arrive on the scene, you can finally breathe and you can see Meng place a hand on his chest in relief. Tamerlan died in the manhunt while Dzhokhar was arrested and charged to court where he received the death sentence for his numerous crimes. Blue mist. While Photoshop has come a long way and has revolutionized video editing, the pieces of evidence captured in the videos from the past are undoubtedly raw, as there's no way that with the limited photo editing technology available in the early 2000s, someone could have been able to edit a video to make it look so realistic. That's why this video caused quite the noise when it first came out. The video was captured through one of the CCTV cameras in the station.
At the Marathon Gas at the corner of State and Pleasant Valley in Parma, something is causing jaws to drop.
The station operator, Ahmed Abadaria, noticed something strange while he was going through the video footage of the station.
I watched it for half an hour, and then actually I see it move. That's really, I got freaked out.
Abu Daria noticed a misty blue shape hovering in the air next to one of the fuel pumps. It stayed there for a half an hour. Now this could be caused by some problem in the camera, or it could be brushed off as a trick of the light. But the mist does not stay in one place. Rather, it floats away. Later, it comes back into focus, hovering over the windshield of one of the cars at the station. It then, again, floats away. This left Abu Daria scratching his head, wondering what the blue mist could be.
Whatever this is has dozens of people coming over to check out the camera to see what in the world this possibly could be.
The station became a hotspot for people interested in the supernatural, as they speculated about the origin and identity of the blue mist. Some thought it might be an angel or a ghost. What do you think the blue mist might be?
Oh, a bag!
It looks like a plastic bag to me.
Angels. There's an angel here.
This was like an old Indian reservation from what I understand, and I've lived here for 30-something.
Fading presence. There are some things that can't be explained with logic and science as much as you want. One such incident is what occurred at this gas station one day. The incident was luckily caught on one of the surveillance cameras in the convenience store located in the gas station. In the video, we can see a faded, blurry, misty figure materialize out of nowhere in front of one of the aisles. It then floats around a little bit. The mist then ascends to the station's ceiling and lingers there for some time before disappearing as quietly as it had appeared. It doesn't seem to be a trick of the light, as the figure was almost a shadow and might have been even considered as such had it not been floating around in the store. Whatever it may be, we're glad we never have encountered it firsthand. There are some things that are better to be viewed through the screen of our devices rather than firsthand, and this video gives us chills. Weird station. Some places have a weird vibe that makes you want to leave as quickly as you can. It has nothing to do with the supernatural, it's just that they don't look very welcoming. One of the gas stations in Detroit is a good example of these places. A person made a video of the station, and even though we weren't there physically, the aura surrounding the place could be felt even through the video. The gas station seems to be situated in a rather lonely and quiet area, with wide, empty roads and barely any other buildings. The gas station is dark as there's barely any lights illuminating the main fuel refilling area. The out area is simple and minimalistic, and in the daytime perhaps it wouldn't look so intimidating, yet at night, it looks like something out of a horror movie. Even the convenience store looks eerie, with a red flashing sign marking the place is open. The building is made of bricks and there's a strong glass wall between the cashier and the customer. The aisles are quiet and long, and the place looks like something out of a zombie movie. The man filming the video looks just as creeped out as us, hence he makes quick work of his transaction and boots out of there. We don't blame him. The place would freak any sane person out. Car crash. People need to take some serious precautions at gas stations. Even a small flame can cause a huge explosion. When driving close to a gas station, it's better to slow down. In the video, we can see exactly what can go wrong if we don't pay attention and luck isn't on our side.
Caught on camera, shocking crash at a gas station in New Jersey.
The video was recorded through a surveillance camera in a gas station in New Jersey. In the video, we can see a car slow down close to the gas station, indicating that they intend to turn towards the station. Yet, a car ignores the indicator and tries to speed past the first car on the inner side of the road. Consequently, both cars slam into each other, and the second car skids and slams into the fuel refueling stations. The stations immediately catch fire. Thankfully, the operators managed to put out the fire before it caused an explosion, and the fire brigade arrived on time. Police confirmed that no one was fatally injured during the incident, though it could have been avoided altogether with a little precaution. Burning SUV. Another similar accident was caught on camera. An SUV driving at very high speeds slammed into one of the fuel refueling stations.
An SUV slammed into a gas pump this morning in the Poconos, setting off a fiery wreck caught on surveillance video.
Both the car and the station caught fire, and it seemed like the driver wasn't in any condition to come out. Thankfully, people sprang into action, and the owner of a shop across the street and an off-duty police officer in the area ran to get the driver out of the car.
You do what you have to do. I yelled at them, call 911, and the officer and I went across the street. That was it.
The shop owner brought a fire extinguisher. The driver's side was completely unreachable due to the blazing fire, so they had to drag the driver out through the passenger seat.
Couldn't access the truck from the driver's side, so we went in the passenger side, moved all the equipment that had come from the back of the truck forward, and then pulled him out from the vehicle. He was unconscious, drug him out of the way, and then other help started to arrive.
The gas station manager had the presence of mind to turn off the main fuel supply line. Otherwise, the crash may have resulted in an explosion. The driver was shifted to the hospital, and the fire brigade arrived quickly, taking charge of the scene and doing damage control.
Oh, very scary because this is gas station, you know.
Arriving on scene here, the first concern is obviously, do we still have somebody in the vehicle? And those good Samaritans pulling the driver out saved his life.
Tornado. Some people were unfortunate enough to get caught in a tornado while they were out getting their vehicles refilled. One such unlucky person filmed the video. In it, we can see dust and strong winds battling against the glass panels of the doors and windows. The winds also cause fluctuations in electricity, which causes the lights in the store to flicker. It's very hard to imagine what the people inside the store must have been feeling at the moment. Aftermath of a tornado. Another instance of people getting stuck in a gas station during a tornado was recorded, though this time it was about the tornado's aftermath and what it had done to the gas station and the surrounding area. In the video, we can see that there's complete devastation all around and that everything has either been destroyed or swept away by the wind.
All right, here's the gas station that we were at.
The person filming the video informs us that their car got blown away in the wind and that they were stuck in the convenience store along with everyone else.
We parked right over there. Our car got blown away, but the front door was just right there.
They carefully make their way to what used to be the convenience store.
And so we were right in here. That right there is where we climbed out.
The ceiling is dropped down and stands at barely 3.5 feet. It looks one strong push away from collapsing on top of everything. It must have been terrifying to wait there in those conditions, with the fear of the roof collapsing over their heads. They said that once the tornado had died, they and other people stacked beer bottles and made a makeshift ladder to get out of there.
All right, so here is the inside. We made kind of like a beer wall to climb up.
Although we can't relate, we can understand to some extent how traumatic of an experience that must have been and hope that everyone has recovered from it, both physically and mentally. The Stalker. Stalkers are creepy and make you feel unsafe in all kinds of ways. One man was stalked by someone and received footage of them filming him. The footage was dropped in his car while he was parked in a gas station and had left to get something from the convenience store. The stalker waited until he was inside the store before making his way to the car. They get into the car, make weird noises, and drop the CD titled, "You destroyed your privacy, now you deal with me," in bold capital letters. Then the stalker hides behind the car, waiting for the man. The man comes out of the store, gets into the car, and freaks out as soon as he sees the CD. The man quickly drives away from there. There's one major problem with the story, though. The man says that the video he's showing is the one that was on the CD that was dropped in his car.
You killed your privacy. Now you deal with the...
But the video shows him receiving the CD. That's why there's speculation that the entire thing is fake and a prank by the man himself.
The video is of me at a gas station, and this guy gets into my car.
On the other hand, it's also possible that there might have been multiple videos, as the man mentioned that he had received various CDs, and maybe this one was one that he had received later. Armed robbery. Gas stations aren't the best places to hold an armed robbery, but some people don't get the message that there are surveillance cameras all around and the chances of getting caught and convicted are pretty high. One such armed robbery was caught through a CCTV camera in one of the gas stations. Brant Owens was operating the counter in the convenience store at a gas station when a man came up to the counter and pulled out a gun. He told her to give him everything she had and that she had 5 seconds or he would resort to bodily harm.
Everything. Cash register. I don't have anything, sir. Hey, you can tell us now. Hurry up. You got about 5 seconds. I'm hurrying, sir.
The woman was terrified and with shaking hands tried to do exactly what the man was asking of her, but he seemed very impatient.
1, 2. I don't know how to open the cash register, sir. Hurry up. Here.
After emptying both the cash registers, he asked her to give him her personal money as well.
Give me your purse. I have no money in it. Give me your purse now.
The woman continued to plead that she had nothing, but the man was having none of it.
Want the rest of the money? That's all there is. I know you got more than one.
He walked around the counter while threatening the woman and checked to make sure she had nothing but $2 before walking out.
All I have, sir.
As soon as the man left, she started breaking down as she was terrified. The next customer called the police and the man was later caught.
Wait, just wait. Don't leave me.
The man was identified as Cody Williams and sentenced to 10 years in prison. The gas heist. The rising prices of fuel are a major concern for all of us, but some resort to the worst possible solutions to their problems. One gas station owner noticed some discrepancies in the amount of fuel and the total money coming in. He noticed that a lot of fuel was disappearing. At first he thought that there might be a leakage, but even after double-checking, everything was in shape. The situation had them scratching their heads. Luck was on his side though, and one day while he was watching the CCTV footage live, he noticed a van parked over one of the underground tank lids.
I started seeing this van just parked over there.
The SUV stayed parked for about 15 to 20 minutes and the man realized that they were using a trap door installed into the floor of the car to tap into the tank.
They had a trap door in their vehicle and they would put a hose down there and suck it out with the pump.
He ran after the SUV, which drove away as soon as the man came into view. The man went over footage from the previous weeks and noticed that the SUV had stolen from the station the same way 4 times. He reported that a total of 350 gallons of gas were stolen, which amounted to around $50,000.
In this kind of job, every penny counts. We can't afford to lose a single more gallon.
In the current economy, that's a huge loss, and we hope that the family recovers from it and that the criminals are caught and brought to justice. The purse thief. Some people take sneaky to a whole new level. One lady was getting her car's tank filled up. She pulled up at a gas station and got out of the car to get to the pump when another car pulled up right next to hers. Catching a nap at a gas station, Florida. When cops receive a call that a woman was seen in her car napping at a gas station, they made their way down there quickly, tapping lightly on her window, hoping to ascertain what her issues might be. The moment the door opens, it's obvious she's under the influence of a hard substance. Her excuse was quick, almost practiced, as she explains that she's just there waiting for someone who was supposed to send her gas money.
Hey, how's it going?
I'm sorry. I've been waiting for someone to send me money.
What's that?
I've been waiting on somebody to send me money for gas.
You're out of gas? You remember being woken up this morning?
Yes. And I
Geez, when you can't
fell back
sleep,
to sleep shortly after that. I'm so tired.
Where you from?
It's cold.
It's cold. He was supposed to be bringing you some gas money.
Well, I'm supposed to be sending it on Cash App.
Okay. Do you need EMS for anything?
No.
What's that?
No.
No? Okay. Have you drank anything, took anything that made you pass out?
No, I just have been up for like 24 hours.
Yeah.
When the cops ask for her ID, she rummages through her bag in a disjointed manner and fails to produce it.
Oh, what happened to me?
Is there a gun in this bag?
No, there's not a gun here.
Okay. All right, well, in part told me there's ammo, so I just want to make sure there wasn't a gun in the bag itself.
The owner of this vehicle, the original owner of the vehicle, hasn't.
So you're not the restaurant owner?
Not at the moment, no.
What do you mean not at the moment?
Well, he went to jail a couple days ago.
For what?
I don't know, he had a warrant out of town. And said that basically he'll be gone in a while, so tell me what the title was and everything, and keep on to it, because he'd rather...
No, you can still look for your ID. Do you mind if I look in there and look for your ID?
Yeah, I mind.
Okay. So you don't have a ID, driver's license, nothing?
ID number, that helps.
Okay.
Ow.
I saw you're sitting on a car. There's something underneath you. Would that be it? No, it's up underneath you. Not it? All right, what's your last name?
Last night I ran out of gas in Atmore.
How do you spell your last name? C-A-R-C...
What is it?
That's
Someone falls asleep, so that it's like a crime now.
So what is it?
I'm tired, I'm wrong.
What's your first name?
Can I get answered, please?
Well, I'm asking you for your name.
The conversation to this point is quite civil, with the officer exhibiting a tremendous amount of patience. But the more it went on, the more the woman began to feel like her rights are being violated.
So, are you a convicted felon or are you not a convicted felon?
I mean, I don't know how that works. They changed.
Have you ever been convicted of a felony? Have you been charged with a felony and convicted of a felony?
Is that a felony, habitual driving?
What's that?
Is that a felony, habitual driving?
Well, it is a felony, but what matters is if you've been convicted of a felony.
What does that matter? What do you mean?
Go and step out for me, okay? Step out.
What do you mean? Step out the car.
Go and step out.
Please talk to me.
We are, but we need you to step out.
It's not extradited if you're talking about the Alberto.
Nope.
What happened?
She repeats her tale about waiting for cash to purchase gas, and seeing how she is, the cops quickly throw the cuffs on while she tries to claim innocence.
Put your hands behind your back.
No, sir.
Put your hands behind your back.
She's not forward us.
Don't touch.
I'll explain to you in a second.
Okay.
Y'all need to tell me now.
No, he's going to talk to me first, and then we'll talk to you.
I have rights too, you know.
Yes, ma'am, we do. And we're not violating your rights.
Yeah, you are.
Well, I'm sorry you feel that way.
You cannot detain me without telling me anything.
Yes, ma'am, we can.
No, you can't. As a matter of fact, you cannot.
You have it home. I'll make sure she ain't got none of her pockets.
I don't, you know, please tell me what's going on.
Well, right now, there's a report from back on the 19th of this car being stolen.
On the 19th, from the man that went to jail that told me to drive it? No, you cannot arrest me for this car. I was given this car. You want to see my text messages?
Just relax, okay? Right now, you're being detained.
For someone who says she's waiting to receive money for gas, the cops find a $100 bill in her pocket without searching too hard. For the first time, it appears the car might have been stolen, and when asked how she knew the owner, she stutters, "I've known him for a while back."
How do you know him?
I met him. I met him a while back.
Okay. All right. Have a seat.
I met him. Oh yeah.
Her rants switch to demands, and she demands that the cops call someone Sergeant Caleb.
You need to call Sergeant Caleb, like right now.
Sergeant who?
Caleb.
Who's Sergeant Caleb?
Well, you'll know when you call the number. It's in my phone.
I'm not calling anybody.
You're supposed to. I'm supposed to tell you that.
You're supposed to tell me a sergeant.
All right, keep on. You're supposed to.
I'm not going to call Sergeant Caleb.
Scabby County.
Because I don't know a Sergeant Caleb.
Really? That's his first name.
Okay, well, I don't know people by their first name. We go by last names.
Well, I'll give you the phone number. I'm told to tell y'all to call him.
Roger that.
A plethora of meth pipes are found in the car, proving that she had been under the influence of something pretty strong. The officers are astounded by how many of them they found in the car.
How many freaking meth pipes can you find in one vehicle? Dude, these meth pipes don't stop. I've got 2 more back here. There's 1, 2 on the front, and then 4 right here.
The officer reads her the Miranda rights while she continues to rant at the cop and demand that her big name friend Sergeant Caleb is called.
If you're claiming it's yours, you're responsible for anything inside that vehicle.
I didn't say it was mine.
Yes, you did.
Oh, I did?
Yes,
Or did I say that someone told me to hold on to it while they went to jail?
Okay, if you're driving it, you have possession of it, which means everything within said vehicle is yours.
Please call the officer that I told you. Like you said, if you get in trouble, tell them.
You have the right to remain silent.
Do you hear me?
Anything you say can be used against you in court.
You need to call this guy first and figure out what's going on. Thank you.
You have the right to talk to a lawyer for advice before we ask you any questions and have him with you during question. If you cannot afford a lawyer, one will be appointed to you for any question if you wish. If you decide to answer questions without a lawyer present, you will still have the right to stop at any time. You also have the right to stop answering any time to speak to a lawyer. Do you understand the rights I just read to you?
No. What are y'all
I'll read them again.
To make sure she heard and understood her rights, the officer read the Miranda rights twice.
I'll read these off so you can understand your rights. Okay?
I said I don't understand what I'm being arrested for.
All right. So
there's a title that...
You have the right to remain silent. Do you understand that?
I do. What am I being arrested for?
Anything you say can be used against you in court. Do you understand that?
I was specifically told by a guy way above your pay grade, buddy, that if you are ever in trouble, tell them to call me.
Well, good for him, whoever he is, or she.
He's a sergeant of the DEA.
Oh, well, good for him.
So call him.
But he's not here.
He said to tell y'all to call him.
I'm not
he's not here.
So,
all right.
Anything you say can be used against you in court.
Arrogant.
Do you understand that?
I understand you're done. This is so funny.
You have the right to talk to a lawyer for advice before we ask you any questions and have them during questions.
Can I speak to the other guy? See what he thinks?
No.
Yeah. Sir, you're supposed to call Sergeant Caleb for the DA. Thank you.
Just as she's unraveling, she claims to be a confidential informant.
Do worry about it. I was told if I was in trouble to call Sergeant of the DA. I have his phone number in my phone to tell y'all to call him. Caleb is his name.
If he wants to talk to us, he can.
No, how's he gonna know? No, I'm not supposed to.
Do you want me to read your rights to you, yes or no?
Do you understand? Oh my God.
I don't care if you're a CI.
But
I don't care.
Okay, you're gonna care.
No, I don't.
Okay.
You committed a crime by having crap in your vehicle that you shouldn't have in there, okay?
Of people that I was watching.
And if you are a CI, you're a pretty crappy CI because you're not supposed to tell us you're a CI.
I didn't tell you I was a CI.
Yes, you did.
You put words in my mouth.
I mean, we haven't made contact with the owner. We could seize it for safekeeping to return to said owner.
Right.
The cops have to decide what to do with the stolen vehicle while the woman was locked in the police cruiser.
If he wants us to seize it or if he just wants us to tow it. I would take pictures of everything.
Yeah. Well, it's on my body cam where it came out of.
Again, they explain to her why she's being arrested, but she won't stop yelling and ranting.
You're under arrest for possession of drug paraphernalia and possession of ammo by a convicted felon.
No, well, that was under a legal search then, sir.
No.
Yes, sir.
I'm sorry to say that way.
I promise. You cannot touch that vehicle if I didn't steal it. I need to talk to that guy. Illegal search! Excuse me, I need to speak to you, sir. They won't listen to me. I need to speak to you. They won't listen to me, sir. And now they know they're in trouble, so they're lying.
Gas pump freakout. The gas pump is a stressful place to be. No one's arguing that. But some people crack with the pressure of all that stress and unease.
There were like 4 pumps open, and she literally screamed, I want that one at me.
This woman, sitting in her vehicle, presumably getting ready to pump gas, seems to have angered the other. The other woman begins freaking out, taking photos of the woman filming and verbally berating her.
What is your
This woman points out that there are a ton of gas pumps open, showing it in the video, but the irate woman continues to scream at her and call names. She looked up directions on her phone, as she said, and the woman approached her, screaming that she wanted a specific gas pump. Presumably, there's no difference between them. She's just decided that the pump is the one she needs. Forgetful at the pump. Being absent-minded is one thing. This is a whole other thing altogether. The woman in her red Volkswagen must have forgotten her car was hooked up to a gas pump as she went to drive away, yanking the pump along with her. The man filming follows the woman, documenting as she picks the pump up and walks across the gas station. According to the YouTuber, the attendant explained this happens all the time. He explains in his caption that she was texting and not paying attention, driving off in a hurry as she yanked the pump off. Gas station meltdown. If you're going to lose your mind over something, make sure you're in the right. This video seems to start like any other late-night convenience store. This woman may have been freaking out before, but she was uncomfortable being filmed by the man with his camera.
Question me. Never wait outside for your dumbass.
She gets up in his face, asking if he's gotten enough.
Do you have enough? Do you have enough?
She tosses the phone out of his hand, claiming she could sue him. He's quick to pick it up, but she doesn't stop. She continues yelling at him from across the store, calling him names and saying they couldn't do anything to her.
I don't give a you dumb as hell. They're gonna lock you up for lying.
She clearly believes herself untouchable because she doesn't just rush out, taking her time to continue insulting the man, who, to note, doesn't react to any of her baiting behavior, before finally exiting. Insane pump crash. The last thing you want to see at a gas station is a car crash. Cars on their own can be dangerous. This car, seemingly from nowhere, comes flinging into the lot, toppling over a gas pump while already on fire. People around them began running, trying to get away from the flames in the erratic car, speeding off no matter what else was going on. The man whose car was run into jumps in from the opposite side of his car, and the person in the crashed vehicle does the same, just a few seconds before a gas station attendant runs out, putting out the fire with surprising speed and ability. In these situations, how do you think you'd react? Would you have been able to put it out so quickly? Animal climbing shelves. Sometimes things happen that are wild in different ways. Certainly, this was not just some average day at the market. How often do you see something that looks like it belongs with the dinosaurs climbing alongside your favorite snacks? Thankfully, these people aren't in danger, as the animal seems more intent on getting up to higher ground than anything. But still, what a strange experience to have. Sets fire to Porsche. We're all at the mercy of the people around us. This man, it seems, had ideas about how he wanted to act in public. One man stands, a nonchalant observer as the man runs up, pulls the nozzle out of the car, pours gasoline, and sets the stream on fire. The driver's nowhere in sight because she's in the front seat. Presumably, she hadn't seen the fire yet because an attendant had come to help her out of the car. Fortunately, as they run off to safety, a group of other attendants came running in to help put out the fire. It's enough to put out the flames, but only with a together, concentrated effort. Off-duty cop pulls gun. Every job deals with wackos. There's almost no exception. When people walk into their next shift, chances are the last thing you expect to deal with is guns being drawn and people kicking up a fuss. Chances are this gas station attendant surely isn't paid enough for that. As he reaches into the cash register to pull out the change, the man across from him picks up something off the counter and stuffs it in his pocket. The police officer behind him, it seems, is a little on edge as he assumes the man is trying to steal the candy.
I paid for it. Put it back, police officer. I just paid for this.
As it turns out, that's not what happened. He'd already paid for the candy and was simply pocketing it for simplicity's sake. The cop pulls out his gun in a threatening display as the others do their best to explain the misunderstanding. The officer doesn't seem willing to listen as he tries to explain until he turns to the cashier himself for confirmation. The cashier says he did in fact pay for it, and yes, he was sure.
You paid for it? Sure. My apologies.
leaving the police officer to apologize, then turning back to the cashier to explain who he was.
You know who I am, right? Yeah, I know.
Gas station victim fights back. Not everyone will feel comfortable fighting back. Sometimes that's a more dangerous way to handle a situation rather than dropping everything and running. This news clip shows off a security clip of the moments where two men approach, trying to mug the woman who had just been trying to pump gas. She isn't one to take it lying down though. In fact, she quickly fights back at her attacker. The two men quickly give up the fight, leaving her and instead running off to steal the car. Unfortunately for them though, their escape wasn't so smooth. They were caught on camera, clearly, their faces attached to the violent crime in a way that's hard to dispute. Pickpocket in a gas station. It's always best to stay aware of your surroundings. While walking up to the counter at his local gas station, this man seemed to know his victim wouldn't be paying much attention. Smoothly, as if he's done this hundreds of times before, he reaches forward and pulls her wallet out of her pocket. We don't see him do it, but we can probably assume he spent a good amount of time scoping her out just to get the perfect angle. It's so smooth that nobody catches it. The man pulls her wallet, waits a moment, then immediately hightails it out of the store. No one stops him, of course, just simply making off with the goods immediately. Abandoned gas station. There are a few cooler places out there than places that have been forgotten and abandoned with time. YouTuber Brenham Frederick takes advantage of this interesting phenomenon of urban exploration, walking up to an abandoned, long since forgotten gas station. It only adds to the place's strange, almost apocalyptic atmosphere as they have to climb through bushes and brambles to find the place, well off the beaten track.
I told you we were gonna find a way in.
Luckily, from there, it's smooth sailing. The rest of the clip shows them climbing in through the broken windows, showing off all the left behind stuff in the shop.
The only thing we got left, some light bulbs, some tape, petroleum jelly, BC powders, and headache medicine.
It feels like a small Snapchat of a well-lived life, as this was likely the small area's everything store. Nothing was left behind, but it looked like it used to be pretty well stocked. Have you ever seen a shop like this near you? Is it still standing? Let us know below in the comments. Gas station fire. Fires happen, just ideally not where gasoline and cars are involved. This woman goes to fill her Jeep up, fiddling with her gas pump before grabbing the nozzle. This should have been routine, but it became a night she'll likely never forget. As she sits back in her car, mere moments pass before she gets back out. What seemed to have happened was a static charge from inside her car, likely cloth or some kind, ignited the fire. This wasn't like the other clips, where people started the fire. This wasn't necessarily her fault. In fact, to take it one step further, chances are there's practically no way she could have known. She does as she should, pulling out the fuel line and running. We don't see what happens to the car, but presumably nothing crazy. Chances are it just stopped burning. A little anticlimactic, but alas. Gas station bear caught. Very rarely do you come across something so strange and odd that it defies logic. This wild video catches a 500-pound bear that wants a late-night snack, walking through the small convenience store as if it were just another customer. Customers in this situation seem to be built just a little differently. They smack the timid bear, tell it off, and eventually chase it off. As it turns out, several different instances have happened at this exact location, likely with this exact bear. More than a nuisance, this 16-year-old bear is a regular customer at this location. A little rude if you ask me. Before the last clip, since you watched until this point, why don't you consider subscribing to the channel? We upload 2 new creepy, disturbing, and downright scary videos every week, so stay up to date with our latest releases by getting those post notifications. If you enjoyed this one, we have plenty more for you on the channel, so you won't want to miss a single one. Gas station tornado view. No matter where you are, a natural disaster can be terrifying. Whether it's an earthquake, blizzard, or anything else, you do not want to be at ground zero when things go down. This clip shows the CCTV of a tornado ripping through a small-time gas station. The camera becomes choppy as it begins to shake and rattle with the full force of Mother Nature. Several times, the storm seems strong enough to knock out a lot, especially as evidenced by the quick and suddenness. I'd venture that many people don't know what it's like to be surrounded by a deadly, powerful force like this. It tears through the whole building, several rooms go flying. Gravity is so much more important than we give it credit for, and this is a good example of why that is. This might not be actual zero gravity, but gravity isn't exactly getting involved in this. The world is moving, and anyone on its warpath might be disappointed to hear it. Drive-by shooting. The cops had originally stopped a drunk driver and were questioning him when a worse crime was committed in the immediate vicinity.
Am I being detained?
Well, absolutely. You got an open bottle of liquor. I can cite you and arrest you.
No, I said, am I being detained?
Yes.
The body camera
The body camera's on. Yeah, it's working.
A shooter simply drove by and let loose, firing live rounds into the gas station parking lot.
I'm about to give you her. You know, I really don't have to. See? Now what? So now what?
Right there. 11-13 shot fired.
Now what? Now what? You scared now?
The cops immediately abandon the drunk driver and head off after the shooter.
You get your lucky day.
The sirens come alive and information is circulated as the cops swing into action, chasing the blue SUV from which the shots were fired.
I think I see it up there. Still trying to catch up to the car. We're going westbound Central. We're approaching North Cove, but it's past North Cove. Dude, it went right past my head.
What, around it?
Yeah. He's gonna be going through an alley back towards Cherry. And we're about to bail. He's about to bail.
Back door's open.
Back door's open. No, we are making it. We are making it. We are making it.
The chasing cops keep the information line open as it appears their car can't keep up with the chase.
Trying to get you a direction here.
They're about to bail.
Bailing. Heading back. They're heading back towards the street right here.
They jump out and continue on foot, their shoes slapping the earth hard as they run. They couldn't believe that they had lost him. You can hear the cop breathing hard.
Wilson, back towards, he went towards Wilson Park, by Oakland. Wearing all black. Wearing all black, is he on foot? Yes, he's on foot. Headed towards, Blanchard. Towards Blanchard.
I got no eyes.
Towards this area here, Oakland, Blanchard, Wilson. He's got to be in the middle here. Oakland, Blanchard, Wilson. You can call that foot right now. 1166 on foot. Who's he on? So if I saw him, he was in the alley headed towards Wilson Park, from Wilson towards Blanchard, but he might have cut up towards Oakland.
Just to advise you, suspects may be armed, get shots fired.
He's got to be like right here.
Get it up.
I'm not too familiar with the area anymore, so long.
We last saw him right here.
Is there going to be one or two in the vehicle?
That was going to be one in the vehicle, ma'am.
Copy.
He's like right in here. Yeah, 1113, just cruise be advised. He did shoot at us twice.
If you start on Wilson, right where the alley dead end is there, that's the last place I saw him.
This is where he built. This is the last I saw him, right here. All right.
1162, we're up here. Crews arriving on the scene, want to kind of take the area to the east by Wilson Park to make sure he's not going out to Franklin.
Last I saw him was right here.
In the area, take the area in the east.
He's lying down somewhere.
Franklin and Avenue. Just away Brown Park.
Nothing.
The shooter was soon found, crouching under a truck with an automatic rifle. The cops arrest him immediately.
Shove hands! Shove your hands! All the way out! Throw it out! Throw it out! Roll it to me! Roll it to me! Here, cover.
Drag him out.
Hands behind his back, cuff him, cuff him, cuff him. No, we're taking him into, we're taking.
Yeah, good shit.
720. You're gonna be close for 720.
No, I heard.
No, there's something more.
No, okay. That round went right past his head.
Take a deep breath, Chris.
They got him at 33, 32.
Where's my...
Hey, we got a player here. 32 Wilson. Is there another one? Is there another one?
There's a phone here. All right. You got a firearm?
Yeah.
Yeah, it went right through past my...
Central.
You good? I'm good. But it was close, man. Jesus Christ.
Scary gunpoint robbery. Looking at this video without the commentary, everything appears to be normal. It's just a man in a long black coat hunched over a counter, but do you notice his hand under the counter? On the other side of it, you can see the thief's hand inside the counter with a gun pointed at the cashier, who must be scared to death as he watches the gun pointed straight at him. Everything was captured on the gas station's surveillance camera. This event took place after midnight at a gas station in Canarsie, Brooklyn. The store attendant was robbed of his mobile phone, while about $500 was taken from the cash register. While we see just the one robber with the gun, police say the black coat wearing robber had an accomplice with him. Disturbing robbery at a Bronx gas station. The most disturbing part of this video is the casual manner the armed robber pulled out his gun and loaded it with careless abandon in the middle of the convenience store. It happened at a Bronx gas station. It wasn't dark, the robbery took place in the morning, yet the robber and his accomplice both waltzed into the store like it's the most common thing in the world to walk into one in the middle of the day and whip out a gun. The event was caught on the gas station's surveillance camera, and you can see the criminals in dark clothing, a nose mask keeping their identities obscured as they go about their deadly business. A customer's chain and bracelet were stolen, but it didn't just end there. A shot was fired and a 40-year-old man is said to have taken the gunshot to the foot. Imagine being at this gas station at the robbery. Scary, isn't it?